Ah, Gina, how are you holding up? I'm starting to feel quite warmly towards the freaking cold shoulders now. Ginny, are you alright? Why aren't you saying anything? What's the point, eh? Why gotta just chill and fight so hard for the likes of me? What? Well, you saw it, that picture. What picture? Ah, you mean this? The photograph taken by Hurley's right-handed recorder. Well, I didn't think it would catch a scene like that for that's for sure. It's all bliss. Anyone who sees is gonna think I did it, ain't they? Well, I will pretend it wasn't a bit of a shock when the prosecution first presented it to the court. Sure, you gotta have your doubts on me about now. I can't still think I'm innocent. Of course I can. Ginny, why don't you talk to us? Tell us what really happened that night. Eh? Bruno's cleverly managed to piece together a lot of new information, but still, we'd really like to hear from you. Alright then. It was after we had the dinner together at your place, right, Iris? Then we all had a chat up in your office, didn't we? Yes, I remember. After that, I just couldn't get to sleep. So I sat down and went out to the street to Winnie Pink's place. I had to know if Iris' story was there or not, the hound or the basketballs. Oops, I read it in her voice. I don't know what it's about or nothing. But if you ask me, just something in it that Sean's don't like. Something we don't want people reading. So that's why I lied to Iris by sticking you in love with Winnie Pink for safekeeping. At least that's what I thought at the time. So you broke into Winnie Pink's? I just had to know if it's there or not. I mean, I had no idea all that was gonna kick off, did I? I struck the lock, snuck inside. It was dark as you like in there. So I gave the oil lamp on the counter a bit of wick, and that's when... What do you think you're doing? Ah! I nearly died. I did. The next thing I knew, I grabbed the gun out the counter. I was waving in the air like I don't know what. Oh, you're the girl who was here this afternoon. I didn't think pickpockets went in for armed robbery. The manuscript. Have we got it here? Did Sean leave a load of papers with you? Story. I beg your pardon? The hound of the something order. It was in here. I want to see it. I'm sorry, young lady. But I'd sooner die than relinquish an article belonging to one of my customers. I don't want it. What would I do with it anyway? I just want to see it's there. That's all. Oh, you want to see it, do you? I want to know if Sean's really ponded here or not. Please, just let me see it and I'll go. Oh, very well then. But for pity's sake, stop waving my gun around, would you? So then the old cove unlocked the storm door and both went inside. And it was there, right? The manuscript. Sean's wasn't lying after all. You did all that just to check for me, Ginny? Anyway, there's a bit of a kick up out in the main bit of the shop. The Skulkin brothers arrived on the scene, yes. What was that noise? Someone's breaking in. Dear me, is there some burgers convention here tonight that I don't know about? I think I forgot to shut the door behind me. Sorry. I better go and take care of it. Could I possibly have my gun back? Oh, well, I'll come with ya and... Now, don't be foolish, young girl. You must stay right here. Don't leave this room under any circumstances. Man, when you being such a bro? Out with that, he took the gun out of my hands and walked back out into the shop. That was the last time we saw him, huh? I hung back in the background like he said. Storm, like he said, staring at me ears in the dark to hear what was going on. It sounded like they got in a bit of a scrap. I started to think I should help, see? So I was just about to go to the store myself when... There was two? I heard a couple of shots go off. Two, I think. Almost at the same time. And then there he was, right at my feet, lying face down on the floor. I was right next to the storm door, so I slammed the shut and locked it quick as I like. Because he thought whoever had shot Mr. Winnie might come for you. Yeah, so I went to grab the old coast gun. I figured I'd put up a fight at least. But when I got a better look at it, I knew. Winnie Bank was a goner. I felt funny in my head all of a sudden, kinda dizzy. And after that, I don't remember nothing. So you're in shock and you just pass out. Yeah, if you see someone like killed in front of you, is yeah, like get a lot of shock. That must be when you passed out, Gina. If I hadn't done what I done, the old Cole might still be alive. Did you tell police everything you just told us? Of course I did. Didn't believe a word of it, did they? All they said was they kept telling lies and make things even worse for me. It'll be alright, Ginny. Don't worry. Just stay strong a little longer. I was about to put the real culprit to the mill. That Cole what was there in the afternoon? That Edgar Benedict. I still remember how he looked at me like it was nothing. Creepy. He was there that night. He was there? And he got shot. We don't know his real name yet, but I'm convinced that he's evolved somehow. Anyway, thank you for telling us what happened, Gina. I appreciate your honesty. You what? You can leave it all in Runo's capable hands now, Jenny. Mr. Nara Aldo. Yes? How come you trust me? I don't get it. I mean, I've forgotten what happened here before? Come on, it was only 2 months ago. Me and McGilded, we told you a whole pack of lies because you were being threatened! Jesus Christ, girl! And you got the bog trotter off of him, even though he was a killer. No, I could never forget that. Oh, I did what I thought was best at the time. But the pain of the error of judgment doesn't get any easier to bear. Still, don't forget that I also made you a promise. I told you that I'd be on your side to the bitter end, no matter what. But what if I'm lying? You could be working to get another killer off the hook, for all you know. I was once in your position, Gina. I was the accused in the trial. You were? Before I left Japan, I was accused of murder. As strange as it might sound, the circumstances of the crime were pretty damning. I was sure that no one believed it wasn't me who done it. Oh, Runo. But just one person stood up for me, who believed in me, and was prepared to defend me. My best friend. Besties stick out for each other. Runosuke, no one believes in you more than I do. Leave this to me. All you need to do is put your face to me, and I'll do the rest. I was so happy I cried. But even then, somewhere inside me couldn't help thinking, surely he doesn't really believe in me, not completely. But he did. But I was wrong. Man, because it was such a bro too. As soon as my trial began, it was obvious that he had an absolute unwavering belief in me. And in turn, I developed an absolute unwavering belief in him. I like how in the first case, Ryunosuke just wasn't really that confident in himself. Like when he was like presenting evidence or when he was like slamming the desk, like it was like a very light like tap, like it was kind of funny. But as the first case progressed, and as it progressed further to prove Ryunosuke's innocent, I like how Ryunosuke like got more self-confidence as the trial furthered, and then he just finally like slammed the table with like a certainty, like like he got his self-confidence as a liar. So I don't know, like I still think the first case in this game is still my favorite. Okay, since then I came to realize, if you want someone to believe in you, you have to believe in the other person first. What are you saying? I promise you, Gina, that no matter what happens, I'll keep believing in you. So you don't need to worry, I won't let you down. Even though I'm a diver? No good liar? You're not like McGilded, I know that. Eh? That's right, you're a friend, Ginny! Iris. We know you better than you think. Whoops. And we come to the conclusion there is someone we could trust. Yes. That's really all we need to know. Exactly. Mr. Naruhodo, I... Defendant Gino started legal representative. Please head to the court immediately. Yes, of course, thank you. I've been both a defendant and a defending lawyer in my time, so I knew only too well just how hard it was to put all your faith in another. And I also knew just how hard it was to bear the burden of another putting all their faith in you. This is it at last, the final chapter, the final battle. Wish me luck, Susato-san, and I hope you're watching over me too, partner. Man, that was like a really good... Oh, that was really good. Like, wow. I think this is why I'm a fan of Ace Attorney. Like, there's like so like this theme of like believing. It's just so optimistic, positive. Like that's the word. Like even in this dismal world where people are getting murdered left and right, there's still this kind of positive, optimistic tone to it. I don't know. I think that's why I like Ace Attorney as a series. I think that's why I played like most of it. Okay, I hereby call this court to order to resume the trial of Miss Gina Strahd. Lord Van seeks to be successfully subpoenaed the witness. The subpoena was delivered to the communication station where the where the man works immediately, my lord. My voice is like dying. However, the heavy rain has delayed the arrival of his carriage, it would seem. I see. The last to return our attention to Inspector Gregson presses that the case heard by the court this morning. The glaring omission of the third bullet in your report is a serious blunder, Inspector. Yes, I can only apologize, my lord. And although the defense's chemical analysis of blood at the scene makes for a compelling argument, I cannot permit such untried methods to be used as evidence in my courtroom. It's a big mistake across hurling me, a very big mistake. My lord, the subpoenaed witness just arrived in the building. Thank you, officer. Show him to stand immediately. Mr. Edgar Benedict. I didn't expect to be crossing paths with him again so soon. Certainly not like this. Thank you for complying with the court subpoena on such short notice, sir. But of course, my lord, as an upstanding member of London society, it's my pleasure to oblige. Now, can you state your name and occupation for the court? Ashley Graydon, Communications Officer. Mr. Graydon and I both work at London Central Communication Station. Now, perhaps somebody would kindly explain what all this is about. You are apprised of the situation by the court officer on your way here, I presume. Yes, I was. Something to do with a murder that took place at the pawnbrokers on Baker Street. And some nonsense about me having been there on the night in question. That is the accusation, indeed. This really is beyond a joke, you know. Very well, without further delay, the court will hear your testimony now, Mr. Graydon. You will respond to the accusation made against you under oath. God, he dances so well. Gladly, my lord, gladly. I shall lie to the court gladly with my dance moves. Naturally, I have occasion to make use of pawnbroking services from time to time, but are you seriously suggesting I colluded with these thugs to break into the place on the night of the murder? I have no intention of admitting to such an outrageous accusation, even if certain parties here sorry, present to claim that my blood was found at the scene. Some Scaramouche detective's homebrew tincture can hardly be taken as serious evidence. So, you deny the accusation completely, do you? I must say I'm dismayed for the highest court in the land to be swayed by the self-professed detective's toy. It was the will of the jury, and our great British justice system demands that the jury's will is upheld. Then it was seen there with the misfortune of a most inept assembly of jurors today. By jolly! How long am I expected to be detained here? For a while. Because you did it. If following the defense's cross-examination involvement in this matter has not been yet established, you'll be free to leave immediately. Good. Then I shall be away in time for afternoon tea. Some small consolation at least. Let us not hold up Mr. Graydon any longer than necessary, Counsel. Proceed with the cross-examination. So, we meet again, Mr. Edgar Benedict. Or is it Mr. Graydon? My apologies, you are... Rinosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer. We have met. If you say so, Ashley Graydon Enchanted. So... What? It took... Ah! I trust we could conclude this quickly. But I'm not holding your flashy hat while we do. I'll just set out the trash can. Is there a trash can here somewhere? Or is... Oh, can you put this in the trash can, please? Okay. Well, I don't know where the hat went. Naturally. Okay. Hold it! Yes, we've been at the very pawnbrokery where the crime took place on afternoon day question. Though, of course, you introduced yourself by a different name at the time. It was Mr. Edgar Benedict, I believe. The witness is here to testify events that took place that night. He is under no obligation to answer such unrelated questions. You can't be serious. Thank you. Perhaps the attorney do not be inclined to answer such an inappropriate question. So he's going to be evasive, is he, in an effort to not giving anything away? This could be tricky. Hold it! Have you seen these two men before? It's a pair. No, I don't associate with criminals, said by a man who introduces Edgar Benedict. I'd like to know who I have to thank for this. Who made this outlandish accusation against me? The young lawyer there in the black. This is a farce! Whose idea was it to permit an outsider to work in a British court anyway? Well, needless to say. God, I hate this guy. God. Were you around at around 1 in the morning on the night in question, sir? That is past the hour which I would normally retire. Certainly. I was not in the company of the rapscallions. Are you able to prove that? Objection! Listen carefully, my learned Nipponiese friend, for you to appear to be under a gross misapprehension on this point. What do you mean? The witness maintains he was not at the scene of the crime. He has no obligation to prove his absence, if your accusation is that the witness was present at the scene. The obligation lies with you to prove your assertion. You will fulfill that obligation before putting any more unreasonable questions to the witness. A sign of victory, Wiggle, thanks. Hold it! Blood was found at the scene of the crime, there's no question of that. Mr. Sholmes' chemical analysis positively identified the substance as such. But I am not the only human to have blood running through my veins, am I? How can you be sure that the blood is mine? It could equally be the blood of one of those two miscreants. Every individual's blood has slightly different composition, it seems. Mr. Sholmes, spare me the science lesson. Who is this Jones character anyway? Oh, I soon others will know the name. He's a great, renowned detective. So even you are unable to bring yourself to say, great detective. A great detective, you say? Now we're in the dream of fairy tales, are we? Would you like to say something, mister? Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Skulkin? Eh? What? Me? No, the Mr. Sulkin next to you. Right, how about out of here with this? How many times we got to tell you? Yes, I know, you're not Big Bro Sulky. Mr. Nash skulking. God blame me, Governor, you what? It's not the case that when Mr. Graydon just smoked, a thought went through your mind. Would you care to share that thought with the court? Me thoughts? Don't have none of them, must have been him. You what? Mr. Nash skulking, answer the question please. What went through your mind when Mr. Graydon just spoke? Nothing, honest, Gov, nothing, I was just thinking. If he wastes armor on him or open up the wound again, that's all. What wound? He got a bullet wound, didn't he? When he took the bullet, of course. He's healed up yet. So I was, well, you know, I was worrying for him. Oh, it was bells. Mr. Graydon, did you hear that? What? Your comrade's worried about you, seems. On account of your injured arm. My lord. Yes, Mr. Graydon? I have no idea what these two wretches are talking about. Certainly, I shouldn't be expected to answer anything in relation to the madness insinuations. We know that someone other than the victim was hit by a bullet at the scene of the crime 2 nights ago. And for the height of the bullet hole in the wall, that person was likely hit in the upper arm or thereabouts. Perhaps you allow a court official to examine your arm, sir? The left arm that are currently clasping your right arm, as if in pain. No, I refuse. You have shown no evidence whatsoever that links me to these common thieves. Accordingly, I am not obliged to permit any such invasion of my privacy. As a paramedic, I am completely uninvolved in all this. I've never had anything to do with pawnbroker or this fellow's kill whatsoever. I take offense to insinuation those in any way involved. You claim to have nothing whatsoever to do with Mr. Wendybank's pawnbrokery? My lord, the deepest like that last statement to be added to Mr. Graydon's formal testimony. Very well, Counsel. Continue with the testimony, Mr. Graydon. Never had anything to do with it? You forget that I was there, Mr. Graydon, on the very afternoon incident. Obviously, I'm not a complete stranger to the pawnbrokers. I'm currently on the lookout for an armchair to furnish my study. My voice is like dying, so I'm just gonna like read in my normal voice now. No, you were there to redeem an article. I have no idea what you're talking about. Would you like to say something? Do you have something to add, Inspector? Come again, Sunshine. You were there too, in fact, weren't you, Inspector, that afternoon? Well, yes, I do remember meeting yourself in the pawnbroker this afternoon. You, your young Japanese assistant, and the accused are all present as I recall. And at the time, this witness, Mr. Graydon, was trying to acquire a particular article. Well now. I'm afraid I don't remember too clearly. What? But you must. I'm not going to lie and pretend I remember something that I don't. What's going on here? Gracie showed us a picture before, didn't he? You know, for the cameras that Hurley installed in Wendybanks. Yes, of course. Indeed, and the gentleman pictured bears a striking resemblance to a witness, I must say. Exactly, which proves that Mr. Graydon was not shot on the afternoon in question. At no point have I denied that fact. I merely entered the shop to peruse the articles and say I'll have a word with the broker. Okay, guys, I think that'll be it for part 31 and 32. Yeah, 32 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. The videos will be a bit longer than before because I actually had the time to record. But yeah, I think this is the limit of my throat right now. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.